Hello everyone and welcome to another episode from TCG353. I'm Jamie and today we are learning from our mistakes. I did play against a very good Green Purple Luffy deck and a very good player. I was playing as Purple Doflamingo and I made mistakes that I was able to see after the fact. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's choose the model in the hand just because we were looking for, to be honest, Dellinger, which we didn't get. We were also looking for a Searcher. Didn't get it, unfortunate enough. Our opponent is able to search twice and take the 1-cost Supernova event and passes to me. We have 4 down, our 4 down turn, and we choose to play a Baby 5 early, gain 1 active down and play with Sugar, a very strong turn for us. Pass to the opponent. We take this life. We don't want to give a 2k, which could be a bit of an error. Opponent plays out Sanji Pudding and passes. For us, then next turn we reveal and draw Monet with our Pudding Searcher or with our Sugar Searcher, and we are playing out the Monet, which is an excellent card for this deck. We swing 5. Opponent plays out Zorojoro, reveals a Gum Gum Giant, which is a very strong turn from them. Because they have the Sanji and Pudding on board now, you're going to see it here. They start using the leader ability to mad effect. Swing 6 at us. We're choosing what to do. We give them the 2k, which we didn't use earlier. And our opponent passes. Swing with the Monet, easy. We can still activate leader ability if our character is rested. So swing with a 6k is just good manners, I guess. We put down our, I forget what that dude's name is. Basically board protection. We have a Dellinger as well. See now, this is a bit of an important part for our opponent's tempo, right? They put down this 3-cost Robin, and for us next turn, our absolute best play ever was going to be playing Kaido and Linlin, hoping that they didn't put down board removal again, and then removing everything, trashing 1 life, gaining 1 life for us, and being in a dominant position. But this Nico Robin going down on the board effectively shuts that whole game plan out, so now we have to pivot. Let's see what our opponent does. Use the leader ability. We take our leader ability straight away. Swings into our Monet. And we give them that, thinking that it's better to get the on-KO effect. In hindsight, it's not. 6k body on board is much stronger than what than just getting the draw 2 trash one. The draw 2 trash one was always there for us. Swing 7 into leader. And we are using the Divine Departure to get rid of 1 Sanji and Pudding, swing 6 into Zorojoro. We're not expecting them to give this to us, but we know they'll counter out of it. We're trying to tin out their hand there. We have 4 down up, 1 for each of the events in our hand, especially this Northern Beam Sword. It's going to be very useful for this Luffy. And if we're smart, we'll use it now, which we do. But we rest the Robin. Now, look, the logic behind this is we're resting the Robin to swing into it next turn so that we can put down this Kaido and Linlin. This is an error, I believe, anyway, in hindsight, because we just get too hung up on this idea of Kaido and Linlin, and we just want to see this body on board to do something cool, when really we should have been focusing on playing the game at hand. We do have a leader ability available, so we can negate this double attack, so that's not too much of a worry. But really, still, we should be resting the Sanji and Pudding here and negating 1 more swing from our opponent. Our opponent swings, and we use our event, become a 7k lead. He swings 7, and we give him 1k counter. Putting the Luffy swing into Baby 5 could have been done as well. And now what we're doing here is we're just testing, and we're hoping that we can, he'll just give us the Robin and save the counter in hand. He doesn't, which is obviously correct from him. And we pivot, we use the 8-cost Doflamingo instead. See, the 10-cost, right, it would be excellent in this situation, but it's not a Luna effect. Our opponent swing 7, it's not a Luna effect. So since his characters are rested, we can't continue them to be rested. It's opposing characters can't be turned to rested. Little caveat here, I think our opponent is aware of it, so he's always swinging aggressively. opponent swings 7. 7 is just a great number to be swinging for yourself and for your own information when you are playing games. 7 asks for two cards out of hand always, or pretty much always. And also it's a 2k check as well. If someone gives you 3 1ks, you know they're in trouble. Opponent swings 9. We have counter for it, we do, but we choose not to use it. And now we have 1 body on board. Opponent has 5 down up. He probably has a bunch of events in hand. And our opinion here, and I do agree with it given the current board state, is getting rid of this Luffy will allow us to live a little bit longer. The double attack is so threatening at the moment. So we swing 15 into it, which is the most that I want to allow to give, because it still gives us the option then to leave 2 down up for no. So our opponent uses all those down that they have up, of course, and counters out of it big. We have the option to swing 8 into the 7 again, but we don't take it, which I think is wise. We swing 6 into Luffy, and we leave 2 down up for the no beam sword to negate some of the damage that's going to be done. Now what we do here is going to be interesting. I do remember, right, but I don't want to spoil the fun. Use a Doflamingo effect and we take the double, right? There's a world where you can leader ability into our Doflamingo and then rest their next swing. It's hard to say. I mean, they have so many swings coming to us in the moment. A double attack just meant that I was just going to be a little bit more hurt, that's all. But in hindsight, and using the leader ability that early might have meant that I was a bit in trouble. See what happens here. Uses the Brook effect, or puts Brook out, which is a dangerous card in this deck, and swings 6 at us. Has a Sanji, so we're trying to do math here and figuring out, can we protect this Doflamingo while staying alive? Because if he wants to use this Brook effect, he can swing 11 with Luffy and he can swing 11 with Sanji and Puddin. So he chooses to swing 7 instead. And we're deciding what to do here. It's really coming down to crunch. So we take this, which is the smart way because we know we can counter out of this swing here. And we were hoping he was going to dump everything in. And he doesn't. He leaves 3 down up. And we just decide here now, okay, we can't actually survive anymore. If our Doflamingo was able to freeze bodies, we'd be in a very good situation, but it's not. And a baby 5 heal block would have blocked out a 2, and we'd have to take out the Luffy and the Sanji Puddin. You see this trigger here. Our opponent pulls an Electric Luna off bottom life, but lets us know he also has counter, which we do see. He does. He has 3, 6, 10, 11k counter with the opportunity, or 9k counter with the opportunity to draw 2 cards. The next card in hand was a brick. So we're just going to jump straight into the next game. It was a good game from our opponent. Pause it really quickly before this starts to just talk about it a little bit. The dominance of this Green Purple Luffy deck is the events, how much defense it has, and very strong draw power. It's also running a Mamaragan, this new Sky Island counter card, which is very good in the early game for it and allows it to draw and manipulate its Don more effectively as well if it does want to rest the blocker. For the Purple Doflamingo matchup, I know it is losing. For the Purple Doflamingo, I think the percentage is 46%. Of the time we win, 54% Green Purple Luffy wins. I believe the key to the matchup is chaining Doflamingos. You see that we have Kaido and Linlin in this deck, which is really strong for this deck, honestly. When you think about it, the on-KO effects that we have mean that Kaido and Linlin can swing aggressively and give us more benefits. Imagine a baby 5 on board, imagine a Monet on board, imagine the really Virgo, the really muscular guy. Imagine him on board and he protects everybody from getting removed anyway. So really it's very good for this deck. And there was an opportunity in the last game to use it. However, as we'll see in this game, it's really a Doflamingo game if you're able to get your Doflamingo out on curve at the point where your opponent starts playing their Sanji and Pudding and their Luffys. Because if you can freeze them for a certain amount of turns, then you're in a very good spot. Keep that in mind as we play this game because it comes up. We go first, have nothing for the first turn, have nothing for the second turn, so we swing 8 which is, I still think is solid. We've seen how defensive they were last. Our opponent didn't have anything for their 4 Dawn turns, so they swing 9, we take, and a 5 because we have our Monet in hand now. We also have this Pika, which we are going to play because I believe the Dawn off it is more useful. Like the gaining 1 active Dawn is more useful for chaining Doflamingos, and we can see we have 2 in hand now. So our opponent puts out this punch, double attack Luffy, swings 7 into us. We're thinking of what to do. And we take this, which is correct. We have 8 Dawn. We'd love to see the A-cost Doflamingo come out, but we're not lucky enough. So we swing 7. And our opponent's thinking about that. See, they don't have Dawn up, so we're very happy to go aggressive. Gets a trigger out of life to pull a Sanji and Puddin, which is rough. And we swing 8 after putting down Monet and getting the active Dawn out. So we're in a very nice spot here. We have 9 Dawn. Our opponent has a Sanji and Puddin they just put out, and they use leader ability. We'll see what they do with this Luffy now. I believe we will counter out of this one. It could be wise to take this as well, but also our hand is very strong at the moment, so taking isn't too important, and we will redirect this into our Monet. And this is the error here that I spoke about. Chaining Doflamingos in this matchup was so important. Right now we can freeze 2 of their characters, but we're thinking in terms of Kaido and Linlin. And we're thinking if we can get a Kaido and Linlin down here, we'll wipe everything off the board. They don't have a Robin down yet, and it could really be a very quick finish for us. This is what we're thinking, but really the Doflamingo locking things down and being a big body on board and also having the opportunity to KO something is very, very strong. So I believe that is an error in hindsight. Just knowing what your cards are, that's really going to win you the game. And keeping that and protecting your game plan around that is something I think I'm learning from this game here. So we'll move on. And this is the spicy tech of the deck now of OP15, is that they have this Usopp. And this Usopp is very, very strong. We swing 6. We have no other swings after this, of course. But once they put down this Usopp, it changes their game plan, sort of. Like, this is why the Doflamingo would have been so useful, because they'd never get value off this Usopp blocker. Or they would, but they wouldn't so soon. So now they're able to use their leader ability for free. So every turn gain back 4 active Dawn because they have 2 Sanji and Puddins out, and become a 6k leader, which is nuts. Like, it's such a strong deck. And they're thinking now what they're going to do with this double attack Luffy. Swing 10, that's a solid number. We'll redirect and give him 1k. Easy choice. That's another strong thing about having Doflamingo on the field. And now is when I realise, okay, a Doflamingo here will be so strong. Swing 10, they activate the blocker straight away and rest their leader. We hover over the Kaido and Linlin, think about it for a second, but we realise, given that they have 2 double attacks next turn and the opportunity to swing a lot, we could never ever survive if we didn't set up defensively. So we put down our Rosinante and for the 2 active Dawn, because we know we need events, and we take away the Nor Beam Sword. I like this choice, to be honest. It could have been an error, I'm not entirely sure, but I think being a 7k for the amount of swings that they have coming to us is important. Our hand isn't exactly hot on counter, which is a feature of the Doflamingo deck. That's why the leader ability is so strong and important. But I mean, them having 2 double attacks is very scary for us. They reveal and draw another Sanji and Puddin. We'll see what they do with it. They do have the choice to use it if they'd like to, but it may not be the best time. They could just focus on aggression here, so we'll see what they choose to do. If they get through a double attack Luffy, then they're in a very good spot. We take this, essentially negating the double attack, because now they're just 7k swingers. It's also useful to have the counter in hand. Will we use leader ability? It's not important here, so we take. So why we're taking is because we can redirect into baby 5 and absolutely gain a life, and it's a block, and our hand is pretty handy in counter now. Like, we have the 4k in hand, which would have been smart to just use there in my opinion. But we must be saving it for maybe the next turn, but the chance for next turn is slim. So this could be another way that we could have been smarter, is just using the leader ability immediately and keeping our hand size high, just to give the opponent an illusion of, okay, this guy has a really defensive hand here. In reality, we don't. We have 2k counter and 6 cards. This deck only runs 8 2ks, and there's a good few bricks in there. Redirecting into life, they search the Musahachi, so pull a 2k and play out the Nami blocker, which is pretty strong for us. We were really hoping for an Usahachi up there for the top pull, and now we're in a position where we're just going to try and get the win off him. 7k is normally the best swing to swing against a 5k leader. Our opponent's 6k, so we swing 8s. See what they do. I mean, they have 5 down up for counter. We know they absolutely have a Gum Giant, and there's a high chance that they would also have the ability for the freeze and the 3k. Swing another 8. They also have a blocker, so we have to be aware of that. Our opponent's thinking, are they doing a map behind it? And since they took care, I'm thinking to myself, okay, our opponent has the counter for this. Swing 10. It's hard now, and we'll swing 11, which is the best. We could go for the search, yeah, which we do, because we're probably thinking, well, if we pull a baby 5 here, maybe we'll be able to stay out another turn. We don't. Usahachi's there, but we can't search for it. And now we're pretty certain we've the loss here. In hindsight, just go for it, I guess. Like, try and swing for the 11, though we know it's not going to be the win. I don't think anyway. So let's see what our opponent does. We do stay into the game till the end. I remember that much. And we've attached our Don, and we've played out Don cards enough that we are able to use 2 events, and we have the pretense of 2 events up. Like, our opponent thinks, okay, he has 4 down up, maybe he has 2 events. We don't. We're just really hoping for a beam sword in life, to be honest. Our opponent is now ramping from using leader ability because of 3 Sanji and Puddins. We'll use the event straight away this turn. Counter that 7. We use it straight away this turn, because if we let our opponent know we only have 3 1Ks, it's game over. Whereas if they keep swinging 7s now, and we're a 7k leader and we give them 1Ks, they must be thinking in their head, okay, maybe this guy does have the counter needed. So we have leader ability left, which we will use. Now we give them 3 1Ks, which I think using leader ability could have been the best move there, because it could have scared them into not swinging that much more. Like, they could swing 6 or 7 then at the end. But because we used the 3 1Ks, our opponent probably thought to themselves, okay, this guy doesn't have much counter anymore. Whereas if we redirected 1 into Doflamingo, I think maybe our opponent would have gone for board and had kept up their hand, because they had 2, 4, 6, 10k counter, and they could have drawn 2 off the Gum Giant. So a bit of a misplay there, I think. But also, if our opponent was aware that, okay, I just have to go for game here at the end, well, that's what the opponent was going to do. All in all, I did learn a lot. I hope you learned a lot as well. I think this is a losing matchup, like, statistically. but there were winning opportunities in this game and ways that I could have played better. I hope you were able to see them before I started talking about them, because it just means you're getting better, which is awesome. Green Purple Luffy is a very serious contender in the meta at the moment. It's why I have this video up. I think it's a very good matchup to look at if you're a Purple Doflamingo player, of course, but just to see the way Green Purple Luffy plays is interesting, and it will come up more and more as we play. Green Purple Luffy has some strong cards in this meta with this OP15 Usopp that we saw come out, the 4-cost blocker, the protection from Nico Robin rather is very strong. The double attack Luffys, after becoming very prevalent in the meta, Brook being able to restand one of your swingers is huge for closing out games for Green Purple Luffy, and also it's very useful for resting down blockers and going for aggressive plays. All in all, this deck is very, very strong currently. I hope you enjoyed the games. I hope you learned a little bit and liked this style of video. If you did, you can like it if you like it. If you don't like it, you can just curse me under your breath. And if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. I do post daily and I love doing it. So that's all from me. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.